Welcome back, everybody. This is the thejonnymar, and I am continuing with Contra for the NES. So in my last episode, we took on the first 4 stages of the game, and for this episode, we're going to be finishing off the alien invasion, although we haven't seen a lot of aliens up to this point. Really only one alien, and that was the boss of the 3rd level. But for the 5th level here that we're starting with, you need to be very careful because there are many of these machine gun guys. And we currently have the machine gun as well. And then there's these kind of bombs being thrown all over the place. The thing to kind of keep in mind with those bombs that for some reason come out of these trees, because apparently these trees produce bombs. So money doesn't grow on trees, but bombs apparently grow on trees. Ow. Is that the bombs actually can't hit you except when they collide with the ground. So the only time, as that guy just sniped me from behind, that they can actually cause damage to you is once they actually collide with the ground, and then it can actually kill you. But if they're in the air, basically you can avoid them or go right through them without any damage actually being caused. But we are to one of my least favorite parts of this level, and I would say the game, and that is just a mash of buttons here to try to kill this tank before it kills us. So you want to have basically as quick a fire rate as you can. If you stand over here, his bullets, or its bullets I should say, won't kill you, and you should have just enough time to destroy it before it actually collides with you and causes death. So far it seems like people are happy to see Contra. It is a classic game that many people enjoy. I enjoy it quite a bit as well. So much so that recently I was playing through the Metal Slug Anthology, the PS2 version actually, on my PS4 to get trophies because I love to trophy hunt, and I'm in a, geez, that was close, a competition with some of my friends to get the highest trophy level. A little while ago I actually passed one of my friends I had been trying to catch for quite a while, around trophy level 13, and now, and there you see the power of the bombs when they collide with the ground. Now I'm a little over 14. I think I'm at like 14 in the 20s for the percentage. So yeah, recently I was playing a lot of Stardew Valley, and I got most of the trophies in that. The only 2 trophies I have left to get are the trophies related to the little mini game you can play. So this boss is kind of tough, not terrible. It can appear a couple of places all over the screen. If you stand off center and shoot up at it, you'll cause damage and avoid its little shots, and then it sends these kind of homing mines at you, and you can just destroy those with your shots. Basically any ammo works to destroy them without letting them kill you. So it takes, I don't know, 20 or so shots again, pending the power of your weaponry, and it goes down fairly fast. But the only 2 trophies I have in Stardew Valley left to get are the ones related to Journey of the Prairie King, which I've never really been able to get my head around and get good at. Of course, I haven't played it a ton, so it's possible that eventually I'll have to try to go for that to get the platinum. One of the trophies that is most infamous, though, with Stardew Valley is that you have to beat Journey of the Prairie King without dying, which is very difficult to do. It's hard enough to beat the game when you can die, but to beat it when you don't die is almost impossible, from what I've heard. So this level, on many levels, is one of the worst levels in the game, and that is because of these stupid fire pillars that drop down. They are very anticipatory. They're on a timer. Apparently that killed me. They're on a timer, I think, but I'm not sure, if that's a global timer or it's reactive to you or what's going on with that. They come from a lot of different directions, and so you have to be careful to not get hit by them. And then this one right here is nasty, because that little power-up down there is actually an invincibility. and you want to try to anticipate, getting it without running into these pillars, and this will take you through roughly a fifth of the level now without having to worry about enemies. But it usually runs out right when you're getting close to a particular spot, and I have to remember that it typically runs out around there because otherwise I end up getting killed, and that's right here. So usually I'll be like, hey, I'm invincible, and I'll just jump up and that pillar will come down and take me out. So this time I actually remembered to not do that. And this is the boss of this stage. Pretty easy to kill. All he does is charge at you and jump up and down, and then he'll occasionally throw some metal discs at you with some spikes. This is a pretty good pattern. So when he just runs back and forth like that, all you have to do is jump over him and shoot him. And like some of the enemies, like those stupid tanks from the previous level, he does change color when you are damaging him. So yeah, there we go. Another level down. We only have 2 more to go. The 2 hardest, I guess, in the game. Although I've never found them to be extremely difficult. They do have some parts that are rather frustrating. Like these little spike hands that will kill you, and the spike walls that will pop up and try to kill you as well. So this level is all about the background and the machinery trying to turn you into a pincushion or create some acupuncture for you without you really wanting it, and things of the like. So I'm going to try to avoid dying on all of those hazards. And fortunately I do have the F shot here, so that should be helpful. I like how that guy just ran into the spikes himself. The AI in NES games. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good. So far it's been pretty easy, not terribly difficult. Things are going to ratchet up here quite a bit. So now we have spaces. Again, the claws are on a timer, I believe. And now they're going to start having the spiked walls along with the claws, and then also these stupid little carts, which cause damage to you at certain points. There's a invincibility up here, which I want to use. I'm not exactly sure how things damage you in this area related to the carts, because sometimes when you're on the cart, it'll kill you, sometimes it won't, so I don't really question it, I just move on. So yeah, I was playing a lot of Metal Slug recently, because I don't have the other Contra games. I don't have Super C or Contra 3 on the Super Nintendo, or even Contra 4 on the DS. So to get my kind of running and shooting fixed, I ended up playing through the Metal Slug games, 1 through 6, and then also X. And they're good. They're tedious. Very, very tedious. Most of the enemies and bosses take way too many hits to kill. This is, I think, the most infamous part of this level. You have to go back and forth between a couple of these spike hands and then destroy that platform with the spikes on it without getting hit. Not too bad once you know what you have to do. But my biggest complaint about Metal Slug is that the bosses are just way too difficult to kill. They're not hard once you get the pattern down, but basically they can absorb so many shots that after I play one of those games, my hand just hurts from having to press the shoot button and the jump button so much. So this boss is pretty easy. Just run against the door here and shoot up at it, and then try to avoid the soldiers and the bombs. It doesn't take a ton of shots to kill the little flashing part above the door, so you can usually do it pretty fast. So we only have 1 more level to go, and that is the most alien part of the game, and that's the aliens' lair. So if you wondered if this truly was about aliens, well, now you know, as I missed that, it is. The boss of level 3, and now we are in the alien lair, where we're going to take on quite a few aliens, like this big guy. So just run against this kind of barrier here in the middle and shoot up at him. And obviously if you have a better weapon, this will go much faster. But even the regular machine gun or regular gun you have, the default weapon works pretty well. But now we're getting some new enemies here. These stupid little puffs of whatever they are getting spit out by these mouth things. So you want to destroy the puffs and then also destroy the mouths so that they don't keep shooting stuff at you. And of course, if I haven't mentioned it and it's not clear, you know, just because by common sense, don't jump into pits. Not a good idea if you want to survive. I'm going to take the upper route here because I basically want to avoid the mouth guys on the bottom. Apparently those things track you a little bit. That's annoying. And it's easier to do that when you're on the upper route for the most part. Now we're actually almost done here. This is not a super long level. And once you start seeing the aliens on the ground here, that means you are almost at the boss. And the boss is just this big heart or cocoon or whatever. Like many of the previous bosses in the recent levels, just run right into it, and hopefully you have a couple lives left, and just shoot as quick as you can. And it takes, again, about 20 to 30 shots, and there we go. Contra for the NES has been defeated. And now we learn the plot, because that's a good time. After the island explodes, it's good to learn kind of what's been going on. So congratulations, you've destroyed the vile Red Falcon and saved the universe. Consider yourself a hero. Aw, well I do. I consider myself a hero. I'm sure we will never hear from them ever again, and these aliens are now destroyed forever. But that has been Contra on the NES. It is a very fun run and gun game, a great co-op game as well if you have someone to play with. Quite enjoyable. Set the standard in a lot of ways for games that came after it in terms of the style of gameplay, and certainly one of the best games on the original Nintendo. So very enjoyable. I recommend you give it a shot yourself. Remember to use the Konami code up, up, down, down, left, right, BA on the intro screen, the title screen for the game to get your 30 lives. And also remember that if you do continue, you start at the latest level that you were on, and you also will start over with the 30 lives if you enter the code. So I hope you enjoyed this game. I hope you enjoyed the experience. Feel free to try the game yourself and see if you can beat my total score or number of lives left. And I will see you all in my next series. Thanks for watching, viewers. I'll see you all next time. So long.